Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Wanda, for those of you that don't know. Today I have a makeup tutorial for you guys on the look that I am currently wearing. I hope you guys enjoy. I loved filming this. This is actually one of my favorite looks to wear. I try to wear it as much as I possibly can. I'm a sucker for a red lip and just kind of using maroon on the eyes. For this look I used the Anastasia Beverly Hills Modern Renaissance palette. I love this palette. It is gorgeous. For those of you that haven't seen it, this is what it looks like. Hands down, such a great investment. I totally recommend you pick it up. You can pick it up at Sephora. I believe it's also at Ulta. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video and I will see you in my next one. Bye! Okay, so I'm just going to be starting off with the Clinique Dramatically Different Moisturizing Lotion, and I'm just going to put that all over my face to kind of moisturize. I'm going to then brush out my eyebrows, and using my Anastasia Beverly Hills pomade, I'm going to just fill those in. The brush that I'm using is a MAC brush. I can't remember the number, but I will definitely put it down below. Now I'm just cleaning up my brows to make sure that they're nice and sharp using my MAC Pro Longwear Concealer in NC42, I believe. Now I'm using the Too Faced Hangover RX Primer, and I am just putting that all over my face to prime and get it ready for my foundation. I love this stuff. I mean, I haven't used it too much so far, but it smells so good. It smells like coconut, and it makes your skin feel like it's breathing. It's just awesome. So for foundation today, I'm using the Smashbox Studio Skin 15-Hour Wear Foundation, and I am in the number 3.35, which is awesome because it's actually a pretty good color match. So I'm just dabbing my beauty blender all over to spread the foundation evenly. I bring it down to my neck, over my lips so that it cancels out any color, so for when I put on lipstick, my forehead, and so on and so forth. So for today I will be using the Anastasia Beverly Hills Modern Renaissance palette. So I'm going to start off with the color Real Gar, and I'm going to put that in the crease and a little bit above so that it can be my transition color. So this came out a little darker than I had planned it to, but I kind of fixed that throughout the video. So I just kind of use this BH Cosmetics blending brush and sweep back and forth in my crease and a little bit underneath. I really love this color. It's so pretty. So next I'm going to be using Red Ochre, and with this color I'm going to be putting it on my outer corner like you see here, dragging it through the crease and then into the inner corner, leaving a space in between. Now with this blending brush, there's no product on it. I'm just kind of blending the shadow that I placed so that it's nice and smooth and even. And then from there I'm kind of just re-adding Red Ochre so that it's kind of at the color that I want. So with Burnt Orange, what I'm doing is kind of canceling out some of that Real Gar that I put down because I put down too much. So I'm just using the brush from the palette itself. And I'm using Burnt Orange over Real Gar, and then I'm just blending that out with the original palette, the original brush that I used. So the Nubian palette, I'm using it so that I can place product in the middle of the eye. So I'm using the two colors that I showed with my finger, and I'm mixing them to put that color right in the middle. So I don't use one of the shades because it's too orange, and then I don't use the other because it's not orange enough. So I use both, that way it kind of gives me the color that I want. So I'm just placing that right in the middle of the eye, and using this brush I am blending that out so that it seamlessly blends into the Red Ochre that I put down. And now I'm going back with more Red Ochre just so that I get the pigmentation that I want and so that it gives kind of like a halo effect, and I'm blending it out as I desire. So I'm using Raw Sienna over the colors that I've placed just so that I can mute it some more because it was looking a little muddy to me, and this kind of helped me blend everything together more seamless. And I actually really like the way it came out. I hadn't planned to use so much of Real Gar, so it kind of threw me off. And now I'm just going back and touching up the colors that I placed. So for concealer, I am using my MAC Pro Longwear Concealer in NC42. And as you can see, I put this underneath my eyes. And I blend it out in a downward triangle shape. And then you'll see I put it on the bridge of my nose, on my chin, and on my forehead. I try to use one pump of this and not use too much because it is so kind of runny, but it's also really, really pigmented. So one pump is more than enough, and I kind of just spread it evenly in the areas that I'm using, that I'm putting it on. So I'm using my beauty blender now to kind of blend it out and just blend it out so that, you know, I have a highlighted look. I use the tip of the beauty blender for this, nothing really new. And now I'm using my Laura Mercier translucent setting powder and putting that underneath my eyes. This is kind of a new step for me. I kind of like it and I kind of don't. I feel like it does leave kind of like a white cast on my skin tone personally, so I might go back to my banana powder. But I do love this for the face, so I'm just kind of swirling my brush in the cap and dusting my face with a little bit of that translucent powder to kind of set it, and brushing away the powder that I set down to bake. So now I'm going back with the Modern Renaissance palette, and I will be putting red ochre on my bottom lash line. So I'm just kind of defining the bottom lash line with red ochre. I kind of really like that smoked out maroon look. So now I'm just blending this out with Real Gar. So basically I do all the steps that I put in my crease, I do it underneath the eye so that it all blends in seamlessly. Now I am using Blunt Blush by MAC, and I'm contouring my face with that. I love this color. I die for this color. Like, it is hands down the best contour shade I have ever tried. It's so blendable and so buildable. It's just awesome. I love it. So now I'm just blending that out so that I don't have such a harsh kind of line. That's kind of my personal secret to keeping everything flawless. Now I am using my Sleek Blush Trio, and I can't remember the color of the shade, but I will definitely put it in the bottom bar to use that as my blush, and I really like that shade because it has a glow to it. Now I'm using my Rose Gold highlighter from Becca, and I'm putting that on the high points of my face. The brush that I was using was not giving me the intensity that I wanted, so I just switched my brush to this one, and this helped, but this highlight doesn't really show up on my skin all that much, so I do have to use a lot of product, and I'm not really happy about that. So on my lips, I am using Avenue by ColourPop, and hands down, one of my favorite colors. Like, their ultra matte liquid lipsticks are the bomb.com. I highly recommend them if you have not tried them. I believe they run for like $5 or $6, but they're totally worth every cent. It's like awesome. So I'm just setting my face with MAC Fix Plus, and that is all. That is the look. I hope you guys enjoyed. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye!